You can ensure victory in a matter of seconds here. That's why you need the speed and accuracy of a mouse that's up to the task. In this video, I'll break down the top 7 best gaming mice this year. I put together a list of options that will meet the needs of different types of buyers, whether it's price, performance, or quality. Now, let's get started. Number 7. Best gaming mouse for small hands is the Glorious Model O. The Glorious Model O's chassis is filled with holes, which reduces weight. The Model O is diminutive and light. Because of that, it works really well with claw or even fingertip grips, especially in games that require quick reactions. Naturally, the Model O will also feel right. The cost is reasonable as well. The Model O is available for $50 on the Glorious website and occasionally at Micro Center. The Model O doesn't have the most extravagant specs, but the honeycomb style mouse feels great in the hands while gaming and offers responsive, reliable control. The Model O felt esports ready in game despite competitors' superior specs from the lowest to highest DPI settings. That includes accurately tracked flicks and fluid response. The Model O mouse's ultra flexible cable can look untidy due to loose covering, and we wish it were simpler to cycle through the CPI settings. Still, there are many benefits to the Model O. See our HK Gaming Mira M review for information on a different ambidextrous mouse with a honeycomb shell but a different appearance. Number 6. Best cheap gaming mouse is the Logitech G203. There are many inexpensive gaming mice available today, but the Logitech G203 LightSync is by far the best of the lot. Its construction is much better than that of its competitors with comparable price tags, such as the SteelSeries Rival 110 and HyperX Pulsefire Core, and it also has a more responsive sensor. Although it is quite small, it is also incredibly light, which makes moving it around your mouse mat feel lovely and smooth. Naturally, I have nothing against larger mice, but if you have small hands, it can be more difficult to move them quickly. On the left side of the mouse, the G203 also has 2 additional side buttons that can be set to perform a variety of different tasks. These include media controls, keyboard shortcuts, macros, and a dedicated DPI clutch sniper button that lowers the mouse's speed to any setting for as long as you hold it down. Useful if you enjoy playing online multiplayer shooter games. Number 5. Best mid-range is the Fantech Aria XD7. The Fantech Aria XD7 is the top gaming mouse available at mid-range price. Most hand sizes and preferred grip styles can be accommodated by its symmetrical egg-like shape. It weighs only slightly more than our top pick, the Razer Viper V2 Pro, despite its lower price. It has a PAW3395, PixArt's newest flagship sensor, which is closely related to the sensor in the Razer and offers superior performance across the board. It is shown in its lightest configuration, which includes a modular backplate with tiny weight-saving cutouts. That said, if you prefer the look and feel of a solid plastic body, it also has a solid backplate option that is only slightly heavier. The maximum battery life of this mouse is 30 hours before needing to be recharged. If you establish a regular recharge schedule, this won't cause any issues, but if your usage is more erratic, it might be inconvenient. Check out the HyperX Pulsefire Haste 2 Wireless for an alternative at a similar price point with a significantly longer battery life. The Fantech performs better if you primarily play fast-paced competitive games, because the HyperX has a noticeably higher click latency, which makes it a better alternative for casual gamers. Number 4. Best wired is the Razer DeathAdder V2. The DeathAdder Elite, one of the best gaming mice, and a model that has been around since 2016, in various guises, is improved upon by the Razer DeathAdder V2. Although the updated DeathAdder V3 is available today, we still prefer the older kit because it is currently incredibly affordable. We're betting on the better value buy for the time being, but that may change in the future. The Focus optical sensor, which is also found in the excellent Razer Viper Ultimate Wireless, is by far the most noticeable upgrade from the original DeathAdder in the V2. I'll explain why I was more impressed by the V2's more subtle improvements made by Razer. The scroll wheel comes first. Instinctive scroll wheel tactility. The name Razer gave to the new design is ridiculous, but the outcome is flawless. The amount of tightness is just right. You won't accidentally scroll too frequently because the turn is smooth, but you can still feel each notch of the turn. It may seem unimportant, but the fact that Razer is utilizing a special wire with the equally ridiculous name of SpeedFlex cable turns out to be a big deal. Since I've been using the DeathAdder, the Expert, for so long, my only complaint is that depending on how it rests on my desk, the stiffer wire can occasionally pull the mouse to one side. The wire on the V2 is the most flexible I've encountered on a gaming mouse, which ultimately means it's less likely to affect your mouse movement, even if you're careless with wire management like I am. Finally, we reach Razer's party trick, the sensor. It has a resolution accuracy of 99.5%, a DPI range of up to 20,000, and a tracking speed of up to 650 inches per second. Because there won't be much of a difference in performance on a daily basis, those higher numbers might or might not mean much to you. There aren't many times where you need to go above 16,000 DPI. The left and right mouse buttons are somewhat flimsy, continuing a trend in more recent Razer mice. When you click on them straight, they feel fine, even sturdy, but the slightest sideways pressure causes them to waggle off center. I get the impression that they couldn't withstand much abuse, like if you threw the V2 into a bag before rushing out the door. It's a small complaint, but I also noticed with the Viper Ultimate Wireless, and I hope Razer can fix it soon. It undermines the overall sturdy construction. Number 3. Best budget is the Logitech G203 Lightspeed. A high-performance wireless gaming mouse from Logitech that is also reasonably priced is the G203 Lightspeed. Its mid-range price puts it in a competition with some excellent wired mice, but performance and design are unaffected. The G203 utilizes Logitech's Hero sensor, an improved version of the excellent sensor found in the company's best mice, including the iconic G502 and the G Pro X Superlight. One AA battery can power it for more than 200 hours. However, crucially, the left and right click buttons are separate pieces from the detachable palm rest, guaranteeing a dependable and satisfying click. The small, wireless dongle can be stored inside the mouse's body. The G203's form is based on a compact, ambidextrous model that Logitech has been using for a while. The scroll wheel and buttons are still much better than anything you'll find in a budget gaming mouse, despite not feeling as high-end as those in the G502. The G203's performance and build quality are unbeatable for the money. Number 2. Best premium is the Razer Viper V2 Pro. The best premium gaming mouse is the Razer Viper V2 Pro. Its shape, which is the same as that of earlier models in this well-liked lineup, makes it perfect for a claw or fingertip grip. The updated Razer Focus Pro 30K sensor, one of the most accurate and reliable sensors we've tested, is now present, and it is also significantly lighter. Additionally, instead of using traditional mechanical switches, its click buttons make use of the optical switches that prevent double clicking and last longer. While this model is significantly lighter and easier to maneuver, it lacks some features that distinguished earlier models in the lineup, such as rubber side grips, RGB lighting, and side buttons on both sides. You may believe these changes are for the best if losing weight is your primary concern. The previous generation, Razer Viper Ultimate, is now more affordable than ever if you prefer some of the legacy features and don't mind a heavier mouse. Finally, we felt guilty for not suggesting the updated Razer DeathAdder V3 Pro as a possible substitute. It is nearly the same weight as the Viper V2 Pro and shares the same internal parts, but if you prefer using a palm grip, it's better suited for larger hands and is only intended for right-handed users. Number 1. Best overall is the Razer Basilisk V3. The Razer Basilisk V3 offers the best overall balance of price, performance, build quality, and general comfort out of all the gaming mice we tested. It is typically priced between $50 and $70, and for that money, it offers a solid body with a nice matte finish and texture, as well as a shape that should be comfortable for all grip styles and all but the smallest of hands. Its main buttons are big, relatively quiet, and not tiring to press repeatedly. It also uses sturdy optical switches. There are 11 customizable buttons in total on the Basilisk V3, including 2 side buttons that are simple to reach but challenging to accidentally press. Additionally, there is a dedicated sensitivity clutch on the side that allows you to temporarily lower the DPI for better aim. However, this button might be more difficult for people with smaller hands to reach naturally. A generous thumb rest is located underneath those buttons. The loud, clumsy thumb wheel at the top can tilt left and right, and has an internal toggle switch that allows it to switch from ratcheted scrolling to a free spin mode. That makes it much easier to navigate complicated documents. The Basilisk V3 weighs about 100 grams, which is a bit more than most Twitch shooters prefer, but its PTFE feet make it easy to glide, and Razer's focus sensor ensures accurate tracking. Unless you really take competitive FPS play seriously, the weight shouldn't be a significant obstacle. In that case, take a look at the premium suggestions we've provided below. Regardless, the included cable is surprisingly flexible, and the RGB lighting on the mouse is entertaining without being over the top. It's not too difficult to set up profiles and modify DPI, polling rate, macros, and RGB effects with Razer's Synapse software, which is Windows only and occasionally nags with updates. Additionally, you can save up to 5 profiles to the mouse itself, though your customized light settings won't transfer. Right-handed users can use the ergonomic Basilisk V3 mouse. Try the Razer Viper 8 kHz if you're looking for an ambidextrous model in the same price range with comparable performance. It does away with the multi-mode scroll wheel, and its absurdly high maximum polling rate of 8000 Hz has little practical value for most users, but it is significantly lighter at 70 grams and has 2 programmable buttons on both its left and right sides. As a wired alternative to our top wireless pick below, the Razer DeathAdder V3 is even lighter than the Viper 8 kHz at 56 grams and should be more suitable for right-handed individuals who are only interested in competitive gaming. Now, after this video, you might as well want to watch this video next. I'll see you over there. Bye.